Good morning and welcome to GrainTV for February 28, 2012. Joining me today is Logan Burgess and I'm Brock Shimbino. To start the week, we've seen soybeans continue to rally, being the leader to the upside. Some information came out yesterday as it pertains to South American production reductions. Logan, why don't you take us through the numbers?
Yeah, Brock, well, it did really seem like yesterday the fundamentals were driving this market higher. As you can see here, yesterday AgroConsult came out and made a slight revision lower to what they said earlier in the month. 69.9 million tons of soybeans is what they're looking for to come out of Brazil here this year. That's kind of in line with what Ag Rural also came out with yesterday, 68 million tons. That's about a 3 million ton downgrade from what Ag Rural said back in January. How does this compare to what the USDA is looking for? Well, in the February USDA WASDE report, we saw the USDA's pegging production out of Brazil at around 72 million tons. So I think that people are really buying right now, maybe on this notion that the USDA is going to have to make a downgrade or a further revision lower in that March report. Kind of on top of this, late-breaking news here this morning is that Oil World, with all this South American production problems put into the equation, they're looking for a 7.2% reduction in global soybean output here this year. That really seems to be pushing the market higher here from a fundamental standpoint. I know earlier today you looked at the technicals a little bit. Can you take us through what we're looking at there?
Yeah, basically on the May soybean chart, daily chart, we've been seeing a nice uptrend for the last couple of months. As you can see here, we have actually reached that $13 level and gotten above that $13 level. This was viewed as being a psychological and technical barrier for us to get across, so it's going to be important to pay attention to this area the next couple of days. Something else we need to pay attention to in the next couple of days is the RSI index, which will give us the relative strength of this contract. You can see that we are approaching the overbought territory, which is believed to be in the 70 area. Currently, we're sitting at 75.6 on the RSI.
Yes, certainly. If you're a producer of beans right now, are you making some sales here?
If I'm a producer, I'm going to be selling on this rally. This looks like some pretty good prices, the best prices we've had in a couple of months, so I'm going to be selling if I'm a producer.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you there. Take some off the table here, get some sold. Who knows what the next couple of months are going to bring. We're going to take a quick commercial break, though. We'll come back here to watch the markets trade live.
I'll have to be honest with you. First thing I'm going to mention right up front is it's free. I like this service when it's free because you can tie up a lot of money in different services, and from experience I found out that sometimes you can pay a lot of money and you may not be getting that much out of it.
Welcome back to GrainTV. Let's go on the board with Logan Burgess.
Yeah, Brock, we're looking at corn kind of unchanged right now. Soybeans have actually pulled back a little bit from where they were in the overnight session. You can see now on that March contract, they're below $13. Keep an eye on $13 here throughout the trade day. Wheat in Chicago is up 6, and we see Kansas City wheat up 5. Kind of a big story here for U.S. production of wheat. In the next several days is going to be a big winter storm rolling through the northern Great Plains. Can you take us through what we're expecting there?
Yeah, let's take a look at the weather maps provided by our friends over at Planalytics. You can see a widespread wintry forecast for much of the upper Midwest, North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin. You see large quantities of snow and rain for these areas. How much snow are we actually looking at getting? If you take a look at the probabilities of getting more than 4 inches of snow, these are the red areas which are highlighted. The yellow areas, we have a slight probability of more than 4 inches. And the orange areas, we have a moderate probability of more than 4 inches. So make sure you pay attention to the eastern North Dakota, northern South Dakota, and Minnesota areas for large quantities of snow. Where do we sit in the grand scheme of things on soil moisture? These areas are hurting pretty bad for moisture right now. We can see South Dakota is only at about 36% capacity on their moisture levels. North Dakota is in the 40s and Minnesota is in the 50s. So they could use quite a bit of moisture to help them get their hard red spring wheat crop off to a good start, which will pressure the Minneapolis Grain Exchange traded wheat, which could also trickle over into the Kansas City and Chicago contracts as well.
Yeah, Brock, it looks like this is going to weigh on the wheat market here a little bit. One thing that could be adding some bids into this market, we saw the commitment of traders come out last Friday. And take a look here at Chicago wheat. This is the managed money net short positions on the vertical axis. You can see now they're above 50,000 contracts. That's the highest they've been in a long time. That's well above where they were back in September when they were actually slightly net long. So if the managed money and the funds out there decide to take some of the shorts off the table here, that should add some buyers back into this market. That could provide some support to the downside. But it looks like the U.S. wheat crop here is off to a great start, or this should certainly help it out.
Make sure you follow us on Twitter, check us out on Facebook, get a hold of us at 877-GRAIN07, or you can always take a demo at our website, grainhedge.com.
Have a good one.